Now that I know that we have a couple of tech issues kicking in, I hope that persons are able to really see some of the things that we're speaking to in regards to truth to power. So while we send our energies and our prayers to our brothers and sisters in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, so that some of that violence that's happening there is quelled, we also send a powerful message to our brothers and sisters in the 48 contiguous U.S. who are navigating as peacefully as is possible through a very transformative series of occurrences, different actions, different executive proclamations that are transforming and definitely will change the history. This is a very historic time, and it's an opportunity for us to recognize the layers of resistance, the layers of resilience, the layers of love, and the layers of harmony and unity that we have in these spaces. So we're studying that kind of energy. We understand that there was an actual engagement at 12 noon yesterday for persons that were highlighting, all through the 48 contiguous US states, as well as the Alaska and Hawaii. And it was also happening in certain parts of the territories that are linked to the United States as well. Whether it was American Samoa, American Guam, Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and of course here in the Virgin Islands of the U.S. So for persons that keep saying U.S. Virgin Islands, we're going to give this one African Black History Month lesson right this moment. The legal name of these wonderful tropical Caribbean islands, you may remember St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, and even Water Island. The legal name is the Virgin Islands of the United States. So we say VI us. I think I like it like that. VI, you can say VIUS, yeah. VI us. So we're shifting the paradigm, we're shifting the narrative of how we begin to talk about these types of things. So again, giving a lot of power, a lot of praise to our visionary, like no other, Sister Queen Angela, for bringing together a number of hosts within the Crew Podcast Network to be able to share some of our experiences, share some of our legacy work, share some of the nation building, some of the community organizing, and of course, getting to the core of how are we engaged in business, economics, development, entrepreneurship, and I'm going to add to that with a spiritual infusion that links technologies that benefits each and every one of us. So I share these things for tonight because tonight's broadcast will be probably one of my shortest podcasts that I've hosted because one, we're experiencing certain things with the technology, but more importantly, there's this wonderful celebration that we're hosting right here for our beloved sister. And once she puts that glass down and I see that she's almost ready, completed with her food, I'm going to turn the camera in that direction so that she can share. And keep in mind, we've got intergenerational engagements here. Her daughter didn't think that I could have her on the spot here in a live podcast on our Speaks. But her daughter, Severa Pringle, a lot of skill sets, right? Entrepreneurship, that bigger, more elaborate word for bartending, awesome mom, and really engaged in seeing ways to keep the intergenerational energy thriving so that way we don't have the customary, oh, well, I'm the mom, you're the daughter. We don't do that in this space, right? And we keep our Caribbean cultural fusion, our technology fusion with a little bit of style. So some people dress it up, some people dress it a little down, but we talking about another layer of divas right here in St. Croix, Virgin Islands, us. So I just wanted to kind of set the stage for that kind of conversation. One of my guests who will join us at another time because his schedule also shifted tonight, and it's just how things work around this time where we're honoring African Black History Month, is brother. I refer to him as Sensa. He's one of my sons, but also a really powerful brother, a very powerful scientist, wellness expert. They refer to him as the holistic Jedi, none other than Sensa Mikhail. And again, hailing from right here in St. Croix. So part of what we're going to be doing between tonight's broadcast and in our future broadcasts is to be able to show the connection of African History Month 365. So we don't have to just wait in February. Granted, it's very important the work, the energy, the historiography of the illustrious ancestor Dr. Carter G. Woodson, the formulator and founder of what started as Negro History Week, expanded to Negro History Month, expanded to Black History Month, expanded to African American History Month, to some African Black History Month. But the idea is that African Black history is 365 days a year. You can keep talking, they're comfortable. 24/7, right? And on leap years, and there's a reason why I'm going to talk about the leap years, because this beloved sister queen and prince, I refer to her as Princess Sabira, but that's just my affectionate term for her. She's actually born on February 29th. So can you imagine? She gets to celebrate like 2 days every year. She gets to do February 28th and March 1st. And then when we have a leap year, she can do February 28th, February 29th, and March 1st. I think that's so cool to be born on the leap year because it means that you just have another layer of engagement with what you can do and share and so forth. But I wanted to really offer some words of power, words of strength, because there's so many. We would spend most of our podcasts having moments of silence because the types of things that are happening on the globe right now. So we want to make sure, we're always vibrating on what is happening to quell issues of imbalance in places like Haiti. What is happening for our sisters and brothers whose properties and businesses are being bulldozed in the on ancestral lands in Costa Rica, specifically to what people like to call black and brown people. I like to call it the African ascendants on ancestral lands in places like Puerto Limon. We want to send our energy of support to the Afro Tribal Council, right? And I send a special shout out to Sister Lady for getting an opportunity to meet her in person in Jamaica while we were on a delegation work with the IDO Network International in early January during the time that the Maroon communities came together at the Accompong Maroon community, right in the north side. People know St. Elizabeth, right? All of those areas in the northwestern portions of Jamaica. We had an opportunity to really network and build and talk about women in business, women in education, women entrepreneurs, women who support women. And it was really powerful to be able to see some of those energies and some of that work into its fruition. So we're excited to be able to share that there's going to be some other things that are going to be coming out in the very, 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 very near future. So, you done? Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, okay. Well, also, you done. We're gonna have some moments. Okay, see, and all of us that are sitting here. Let me see if I can make this happen without showing all of my beverages, because that's how we move things. I'm gonna bring her right in, and this is our illustrious sister queen. Yeah, we're gonna move this over a bit. See, I like bringing people because I'm going to talk, but I want people to see our illustrious sister, Queen B. We refer to her as Queen B. Thank you. So yeah, thank you. No problem. So
No, these plates are heavy, and I have a bigger space to do it.
there we go. As you can tell, we like to bring it live and direct. So when people say, since you can't be here with us, we just want you to have a small experience. So Queen B, share with my beloved listeners. How do you feel with this being another eve of your actual birthday? How do you feel?
How do I feel about my birthday?
Yes.
Well, I'm alive and well and kicking. I'm more than alive and well. I'm alive and well and kicking it out.
There we go.
I feel great.
Excellent.
I feel wonderful.
Excellent.
I just feel awesome.
See, all of that is part of what we want to make sure that our listeners, our viewers, are able to experience and feel good about, right? So, the other question I have for you, can you please share with them a little bit about some of the businesses that you have here in St. Croix?
Right now,
Please.
Well, it's a long story. I'm start from the beginning, or just what's going on right
What's
now.
going on right now? Because we're gonna
Okay,
have you come back when we're not sitting here with
okay.
food in front of us.
Actually, what we have here, what we have right now, what we started out and what we have right now, we me and my daughter, we changed the business a little bit. It used to be a grocery, but now we changed it a little bit. It's now we have a little restaurant, and she's doing the milkshakes. We add ice cream and other goodies to the changing the business because things are changing all the time. So we have to change the business to fit the people.
Mm, mm. And I think it's important to highlight that some of the ways in which some of the business started was through aviation and just being able to transport things within the Caribbean. I think it's important also to know I always highlight people that are alumni of the College of the Virgin Islands, which is now the University of the Virgin Islands. I'm going to bring these things up. I think it's important to know the example that you've set for a lot of people that are in business and that are willing to become entrepreneurs. And she also used to be a serious netball player. I just want to highlight a few small extra. I'm just saying, just saying.
Well, I did a lot of sports really in school. I did a lot of sports. I did netball, I did volleyball, basketball, track and field.
Hmm.
I did a lot of sports and so
She could still play, yo. So don't come to the Virgin Islands trying to challenge.
don't don't test me.
I love it. I
Don't
love
test
it.
me.
Don't test me. Any reflections you'd like to share with my viewers and listeners?
Reflection. I have a question to ask.
Yes.
One question there. Why do we have to wait until February to celebrate Black History Month and we black 365 days a year?
I'm going to choose something on that while I think about the response.
Why? We are black people 365 days a year. Why do we get the shortest? Why do we allow the people to do the shortest month of the year to celebrate Black History Month? And we're more than that. We're more than 28 or 29 days.
Correct.
We are the powerhouse.
Hmm.
We build everything that you see.
Hmm.
And so why we having one little month to celebrate that?
I think that question was a gear for looking for responses. I'm looking on the side. I think it's important. Yes, thank you for that. The founding sponsors of the AAA LAC. I'm feeling that. The Crew podcast is focusing on this inspiring authorship. I think that this is something we should publish about. This is what you're saying is something we can write about if we keep this kind of conversation moving between not only women. Make sure that my brothers don't think we're excluding you, but I'm starting with the women folk because a lot of times when we talk about African Black history, we only list all the men. You forget that they had mothers, grandmothers, aunties, sister, and we just forget. But I think what you touched on what I consider a very sensitive space. Dr. Carter G. Woodson used February specifically because it was tied to the birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, amongst others. So it wasn't about the presidents, like how it is kind of connected now. It wasn't about the shortest month either. It was about looking at what we started doing is we do 365 days. You're absolutely correct.
Mhm.
So every month we celebrate
Yes,
our legacy. Yeah.
yes. Every day we should be celebrating our legacy. Every day we should be because you see what I'm seeing with our children, they're losing they're losing that culture. You know what I mean, people not engaging the kids in that thing. They engage in the thing in American culture and so that. No, what about our Black African culture? Rich,
Hmm.
you know what I mean,
Hmm.
and powerful.
Hmm.
We need to, we need to teach our children those things there, and not much of that is going on.
Okay.
You understand? And that's why I want to know why is it only, only we don't need to just do this thing in February. We need to go beyond that.
Great.
We need to go beyond that.
And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And we're going to start adding, some of the information that persons like you have because there's things about other parts of the Caribbean that a lot of times we don't even mention. We like stop at Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and that's it. And we forget that there were different heroes and sheroes all through this region,
That
all through
started stuff.
yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
Which
mhm,
continued on. You
yes,
know what I mean?
yes, yes, yes. Wow. You see where we're going. So I'm gonna turn for a second because I now want to get to the younger generation. I know you thought you wasn't gonna have a chance, but I'm just letting people know. We spent some quality time having the types of conversations around having our young people. And when I say young people, not young like just not mature young people. The mature ones that see that they have a responsibility, they have a duty, they have a role to play, that they are the keepers. Like I know our generation, let me be very specific. All the people in the room that's over 60 go that way. I gonna say it again. All the people in the room over 60 or some. Because it's the persons that are coming up with the baton passing. Can you imagine you in a race, you run in, you get ready to get that goal, and you don't, and they don't pass you the baton? What happened then? You lose, and you lose horribly. So I'm going to turn a little bit, give thanks 24/7, 365. Exactly. I'm going to turn this for a moment so that we can get some image, some vibes, some. See that beautiful princess right there? Watch her. She's awesome beyond measure. Share with us just a little bit about what you do, what you like to do, what your messages are, whether it's around African Black History Month or just in general, Princess Severa, please.
Um, as for right now, me and my mom, we're working on our business. Like she said, that we turn into our restaurant, and in the afternoons, I do milkshakes, ice cream, and other kind of like a mini bar
Nice.
for everybody, because that's where it's at right now. Everybody looking for
This is good.
rum and someplace to chill out and
Mhm.
even have conversations. I feel
Nice.
like I'm some of the people like therapists in a sense. In a
Did
sense.
you hear her say that she's also a therapist? Okay, look, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Go ahead, build,
But
build, build.
it's like that's
But
what a
that's it,
bartender account
right?
is
Because
like.
everybody, we confide, we
Right,
confide. We start telling all our business. It's almost like confessional
right.
outside of church. Right? We got you. We got you. We got you. And she's a wonderful young mother of a beautiful son. So I wanna highlight that too. And you just bring a lot of light in terms of the connection. And I know you all are preparing for the Ag Fair coming up
Right.
around President's Weekend here
Mhm.
in St. Croix. So I'm hoping that that will go as well. If you don't get to come to the Ag Fair, just remember President's Weekend every February, St. Croix, Virgin Islands is one of the largest. It's probably our
Yeah,
largest
it's the
event.
largest. Yeah,
Our largest event. We're talking well over 10,000 persons a day
yeah.
or more.
There's people all over that
Yes.
come. People from
From the
Canada,
Caribbean, the
from
Caribbean, the
Yep.
Caribbean,
U.S.,
Right.
from
Europe.
Caribbean.
Europe.
Yep. Africa.
Yeah, Africa.
Asia. We have that seems to be a
Yeah,
really high level activity that we're doing as well. So I
right.
just want you to just share with the listeners some of the things we're promoting 6 9. Just know that. Yeah.
I just want to make sure if you need it.
You know we're good. Thank you so much. But just thank you. But just please share like what would be your message for the younger viewers and listeners.
Oh, that's a really good. Cause there's so it's so much right now.
Yes.
So um, y'all talking about Black history,
Or just in general. It doesn't have to just be that because Black history is everything.
right?
Right. So it can be around economies, about encouraging people to build their own business,
I
about
feel like as for right now, a lot of girls my generation are tearing each other down, and it's about competition of who they feel like is better, or which it shouldn't have to be. I feel like like you said, in your generation, a lot of women used to build each other up, and it was never about, oh, who has more or who looks prettier. It was all about sisterhood and helping each other out. And I feel like we need to, but especially for people my generation or even younger need to get back into that. That whole
Excellent.
bring back that sisterhood again.
Hmm.
So that's my nephew.
I want to thank you, Princess. Like I said,
I want to say
I feel
something.
okay. Wait. The Queen want to talk again.
I want to say something, right? We at our age, I am 68 years old, and we going getting out of I mean, I'm 68 years old, and I feel like I'm 18 because I have a little energy. But the fact of the matter is that we have to build that legacy. We gotta prepare the generations after us to take over. Because if we don't do that in a sense, if we don't do that, it's gonna die. Because we the elders have to train the younger generation. So that younger generation will have the knowledge to train the others are coming up. Others are coming up. So you're building a legacy. You're building up people, not houses and stuff like that. People is more important than house and cars. You're building up people. So I think in doing that, we'll never die.
Hmm.
We'll live forever. We'll live on.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
we have to do that because our young people is like they have no place, they have nothing, they have it's all about a video, that thing in their face. They don't go out in the sun. I no, right now maybe a lot of our people, our children, is suffering a lack of vitamin D because they don't go out in the sun. They sit down in a place with air condition all day, all like with a phone or those boxes you use to watch those games on 24/7 day in there from school doing that because we are not. I mean, we're not teaching them. We're allowing the TV and those things that they're watching to teach them, and that ain't right because that's not how we raise. The elders taught us, so I feel that we have to go back into that. We can't say it's always the younger generation now, so this is different. No, they're only different because we never taught them. We never pass on our knowledge to them. We let them be. Some of them
Mm.
raising their own self, doing their own thing, no directions. So that's why we have a lot of that chaos going on right now because that love that you had, parents had, that tough love, they had love and they had tough love. They had raising the children, teaching them the right things. A lot of us has lost it, lost that. And I want to see that come back again. I want to see that come back in because that is, you know, I always think that no matter what we have in this world, all the wealth in the world, I don't care how much wealth, how much money you have, if there is no foundation and the foundation is love, family, we don't have nothing. We don't have anything. And that's why we're looking to see in this year coming to go forward. I looking to see something like that happen. I will come back. I will build that build those generation upon generation upon generation upon generation upon generation. Give them something tangible. You know what I mean? Something that they can work with. And that's my take on it. Wow.
I think that tonight's broadcast has been definitely profound. And like I said, it's not going to be long. I want to thank you, Queen Bee, for sharing the eve of your 68th birthday with, with us. And thank you, Princess, for making this something that we can actually bring together with truth to power and wonderful, positive ways.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we don't get a chance to do this. Because I won't even tell you their work schedule for the rest of the week,
Right.
because that'll take away from the joy of tonight. Right? But I wanted to make sure that we had a chance to listen, tune in, and engage. I'm always looking for ways to keep these types of conversations in the forefront. They're saying happy birthday to you, Queen Mother, right? And they're also
I don't know what happened to Dr. Chen. I think she got kicked out, y'all. But we're gonna wait, give her a few minutes to see if she come back on. If not, then I think this is her coming on. Thought she was back. It's not. Is she here? Well, I thought she was back, y'all. Yeah, you're not. Your thing is lighting up, but we can't hear you. Yeah, we can't hear you. I don't know what's going on with her volume, but I tell you, she tried. We had I enjoyed her sister. She definitely have to bring her back on and allow her to share because she definitely has a lot of wealth of wisdom. I see from just the engagement from tonight. Dr. Chen, we can't hear you. Yeah, we are still live, but I can't hear you. Yeah, she tried. They I could say she'll be back in on the third Thursday. So look for her on the third Thursday. I tell you, the show was amazing thus far. Technical issues creeping in, and we keep on pushing. I definitely thank her for her press. I thank her for her push. I thank her for coming on because she could have said no. I'm going to go celebrate with my sister, but she decided to bring her sister along and allow her sister to share. And yet we learn something new and something different tonight. So I definitely enjoy the the freeness of these hosts being able to share and the things that they do. So shout out to Dr. Chen. Shout out to happy birthday to her sister. Early happy birthday celebration. I hope you enjoy your birthday and we look forward to having you back on the show and hearing all that wisdom and wealth of knowledge that you have. I want to thank everyone that has tuned in on tonight. Thank you for supporting Ask, Speak, and Dr. Chen. Make sure that you tune in every first and third Thursday. She's live right here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I thank you guys for joining us on tonight. Y'all be blessed, and we'll be back tomorrow night. Black Diamond will be in the building on tomorrow night. So happy early birthday to Queen B, Dr. Chinchira's sister. And Dr. Chinchira, thank you for all that you do for here on the Crew Podcast, them divas of the airways. Y'all have a great night.